Hi, my name is Marie Woods. I'm a Christian counselor and a mental health coach. My team and I, in the past several months, have put our hearts and minds together to present you this most powerful and inspiring event you will ever attend, called Trauma, Suffering, Mental Health Care Coalition in the Faith Community 2022 Conference. Since COVID, mental health has been a persistent issue for many people to cope with in their daily life. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported that at least 40% adults in the United States struggle with anxiety, depression, trauma, and substance use disorders since the beginning of the pandemic. The pandemic is not just a physical disease from COVID. We are having a mental health pandemic and a crisis. 30-plus field expert clinicians, professionals, ministry leaders, life coaches who are leading the way to solving today's mental health issues, integrating faith and mental health care, along with many practical tools, will bring you hope and help in the midst of suffering, to support you with resources to better care for yourself and others.
I am Dr. Barbara, licensed psychologist, ordained minister, somatic experiencing practitioner, board certified coach, and I see trauma healed all the time. I'm going to teach you how you can get your trauma healed.
I think we're all still reeling from 2020 and life since then. Whether it's COVID that's impacted you, the loss of a loved one, a mortgage that you can't pay, a loss of a business or a bankruptcy or a relationship, something has impacted you. At a macro level, all of us have had the rug pulled out from under us. Vicarious trauma does a lot of damage, and we are all impacted, whether personally or in our community, by a lot of pain. So that is why I applaud the intentionality of Marie Woods and other forerunners who are spearheading this unique conference to help us process our trauma.
Hi, I'm Dr. Grant Mullen, and I live in Ontario, Canada. I'm a physician. In general practice, I was in for a shock. I was overwhelmed with people, mostly Christians, who were struggling with their moods, thoughts, and emotions. God put in my heart a desire to help, and I eventually gave up anesthesia and general practice and worked in mental health for 25 years.
You ask Jesus for yourself. And this is how you do it.
Hi, my name is Norm Welsh. I'm an addiction counselor and a pastoral care provider. I wrote the book Christ-Centered Healing of Trauma, Healing a Broken Heart. I'll be discussing childhood trauma and its relationship to addiction. I'll also talk about how our response to trauma keeps us oppressed and in pain. I'll talk about the sinful ways that we try to self-medicate and to protect ourselves from further wounding. And I'll touch on the biblical principles that God teaches to heal trauma. I guarantee that this conference will be a blessing to you. See you there. God bless.
Hello, my name is Dr. Andrew Clifford. I'm a clinical psychologist for Mind Body Wellness of Dallas, Texas, and associate pastor at First United Methodist Church of McKinney. Trauma is experienced and lived in the individual body and in our corporate body of Christ, the church. Without holistic healing, trauma often leads to stress-induced medical illnesses, addictions, mental health disorders, and interpersonal dysfunction.
Hi, my name is Dr. Andy Thacker. I am a professor in the counseling department at Dallas Theological Seminary. Join me and others as we talk about ways to help the people that God has entrusted to our care heal from trauma and suffering.
No matter you are working in the mental health field or ministering people through different ministries, or simply you are a caregiver at home, or you are struggling and constantly in a battle, feeling stuck and alone, this conference is designed for you. We welcome you to join us. My goal for this event is to provide an opportunity and access for everybody to this free online event, to destigmatize trauma and its hidden impacts, to advocate for mental health care and deal with the aftermath of traumatic events, especially during the COVID, to bring hope to trauma healing, that it is treatable and the help is available. People don't have to stay stuck. to inform and educate and prepare God's people for trauma-informed care. You will walk away feeling understood, connected, liberated, and empowered after the conference. How to join this event? By scanning the QR code, it will take you to the registration, or log on the website at lifeabove.org/conference to sign up. I hope to see you at the conference.